YouTube? My name is ThinkGeek and Bethesda on the T-Man Gaming channel, and today we're going to be revisiting something that I actually unboxed on my channel a while back, right around the release of Fallout 4 near the end of last year. Now what we're taking a look at is kind of a reiteration or updated version of that was released by Bethesda in association with a store called ThinkGeek. Now let's turn this around, you can see the back. You see, on there is the ThinkGeek logo along with Bethesda. So this is kind of a really cool thing and a much better version in my opinion. So obviously next to it we have the version from last year, which I already looked at on my channel, and I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to see that. So this was really nice, but it had a few quirks. Obviously you had to put your phone into it, which I was not the biggest fan of. And other than that, there wasn't any functionality related to these buttons. They just moved and had no actual reasoning. So that was a little bit of a disappointment in my opinion, at least in comparison to what we have with us today. Now, from what I can see, this is very hard to find online, the updated version. I have not seen any review or anything on YouTube. And now personally, I'm more of a fan of the case that the previous iteration came in. But you know, it's a case, that's not what matters. Here is what matters inside. The latching mechanism, also not the biggest fan of. But this is more of a military ammo can style. We don't want that to scrape the wall. There you can see that. April 2077, 3rd edition. So there was a 2nd edition somewhere in there. I actually was unaware of that. But nonetheless, very cool. Let's get the foam out. I do like the better use of foam in this. This is a much higher quality foam. Or actually, there wasn't really any foam in the previous edition, but this is the kind of foam I like to see with products when they're being unboxed. Here we have the Pip-Boy itself. Much better weight to it. Definitely feels like something worth the amount that you'd be paying, because at a store like ThinkGeek, this costs quite a lot, but the markup on eBay right now actually is close to $1,000. Now, I was very lucky actually. I went to ThinkGeek yesterday to look at pop vinyls and such, and we saw this, and we had to jump at the opportunity because the resale value is crazy. Not that we plan on selling it, but you'd be paying a lot more if you're buying it from somewhere on eBay or something third party. Now this, from what I can understand, is an officially licensed Bethesda product. So you're not getting like a third-party company only thing. It was built, made in association with ThinkGeek, as I said. Here is the charging cable for the base. And what's really cool about this one, you don't actually have to use your phone. It's actually included with the Pip-Boy that it's actually got a screen and computer built into it. So it charges through the base, as you can see. Charging cable, and then it plugs in the back. And there's also, yeah, so the wall adapter in there, USB, and then to that, I don't know what to describe that as. And then they have the English plug as well as some different, or American plug rather, as well as some different adapters for countries other than the United States. So we're going to put this box to the side as it's not really necessary right now. And then we're left with this. And that is the power button. See it turn on? And I think that is just really freaking cool seeing that pop up. Now please stand by. Okay, so now here we are with it booted up. When you go into it, it has the working status, inventory, data, map, and radio switch. That'll go between if you're in game and show your actual stuff like that. The map obviously does not work right now because it's not connected to a game, but it connects via Bluetooth, so not too much of a complicated process. And then this top part, where you would actually get a hollow disc, has one in it. And at first glance, this may not look like much, but actually, it is a USB thumb drive. So I thought that was just a really cool extra level of detail that they did not need to do, but did. We're going to put this back in the focus of the camera. So then, everything else from the previous iteration that came with the Collector's Edition pretty much stays true. The clasping mechanism is the same. I really do enjoy the way that works. Pull it apart. A little bit stiff because it's new. It's got the strap on the inside for people with smaller wrists. Nice padded interior as well. there. It's got the charging port on the bottom, and that should not close right. There we go. It's got the charging port on the bottom, which connects to the base, obviously. Rad meter, which will actually work in game. Tuning for the radio. Let's actually see if the radio will work. No, it does not. And you can actually just connect this to your phone and use it as sort of a Bluetooth controller, which I felt is just a really awesome extra level of detail as well. And then there's not too much to be seen. Obviously, it's got this on the back, which has no actual functionality, because that would actually have to plug into something in game. So I'm not quite too acquainted with all the dials and things of that manner. But in a second here, I will show you some gameplay of actually using this in game. Okay, so now real quick before we get to the actual gameplay demo, we're taking a look at the two of these side by side. And as I mentioned previously, the edition that came with the collector's edition of Fallout 4, it has the dials, they turn and such, but they do not work. And obviously this also, the holodisc tray, does not work on the collector's edition that came with the game initially. The power button lights up on the previous edition. Not too much of a purpose to that though. Oh, some just fell. They both have bases, pretty much actually the same bases. This one actually has speakers in it, not sure what those are for at the moment. But this one obviously charges through it with the cable in here. I didn't feel like plugging that in right now because it had charge from the store actually. They had this on display and they actually showed it to us, which was pretty cool. And then other than that, the difference is you can really tell the weight difference. The inside is a little actually thinner in here, I think. So better suited for people with smaller wrists upon not using the strap. The space for the display is bigger on there, even though obviously your phone goes in that one. There's also the foam cutouts for putting your phone in there in the previous version. Obviously because you need to put your phone in for it to work. Other than that, not too many really differences that need to be pointed out as far as the chassis goes. Obviously, there is no actual electronic hardware in this, and by that I mean no computer, no screen. There is some lights, if you want to call that electronic hardware. I don't know really if that can be considered that. But Pip-Boy Model 3000 Mark IV, Pip-Boy Model 3000 Mark IV. So not much of a difference there. They both say manufactured by Robco Industries for distribution by the Voltec Corp. Not for civilian use. So not much difference in the stand there other than obviously the charging capabilities of that one. And so that's pretty much it for the comparison. I mean, not much to look at there other than what I've already said. So I will get to a gameplay demo so you guys can see how they both actually function in game. Okay, so I am someone who will admit when they're incorrect, and this is a case of that, because I was completely wrong about the functionality of this. This is meant more of a Bluetooth connect to your phone kind of device, as opposed to one that would connect to the game, because from reading the instruction manual, I don't see of a way that you can connect it to your computer or your Xbox and have it work like that. Now, so essentially what it is, it's like an Apple Watch, I guess. You can play music on it, you can look at your contacts, you can receive messages, you can answer phone calls, do stuff like that. And this is Bluetooth connected to my phone right now. Okay, so you get the point in that. That button on the top actually I was pressing is the one that you used to select that. And the dial next to it, you can go between all those options. So now we're in status. It'll give you some random kind of attributes. Perks, Bloody Mess, Mysterious Stranger, Nerd Rage, Sneak, Strong Back, Toughness. So it just gives you some random attributes. Very strong, but I'm also very smart, I guess. Okay. So it just gives you random attributes and stuff like that. So that's completely random, and I'm actually thinking, well, I don't think I'm going to put this in the video because I'm very skeptical as to whether or not it'll work. But if you get the app that worked for the original Pip-Boy from the Collector's Edition, I was thinking possibly that there's a way to get it to work in the game. I don't know. That Pip-Boy just fell. I will look into that, and if anything comes of it, it'll be in the video, but I'm doubtful of that. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this in the description below. I'll leave a link to it on ThinkGeek's website, although I'm fairly certain that it's out of stock. yeah, that is pretty much it, you guys. Thank you guys for watching the video, and as always, hope to see you next time.